So even though most in the market, including Bitcoin, did not mark significant growth this week, Doge climbed up the price charts by 16.16%, and it appears that Doge is going to dominate Q4 this year. In this video, I will talk about price analysis and prediction for Doge with other developments in the crypto world. Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto Fire, where we talk about Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, and investing. Before we move forward, I'd just like to remind you to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications. This will make sure that you never miss our time-sensitive updates. Now, let's get started with today's video. So Dogecoin is currently trading over the 26.5 cents level, and in general, Doge's price has strengthened throughout the last week, going from 23.5 cents to its present level of 26.5 cents. So while the Doge sell-off continues, we may see a strong foothold at 25 cents if additional selling pressure is anticipated. Additionally, Doge price is consolidating following the development of a symmetrical triangle pattern on the daily chart. This suggests that, while the bulls may be taking a respite, adequate technical signs support this trend, which is pointing to higher prices in the coming weeks. And according to a recent technical study of Dogecoin's price, it has the potential to climb by up to 64%. However, I'd like to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor, and you should not take it as financial advice. Instead, you should do your own research and analyze the market trend before making an investment in cryptos. So at the time of recording this video, Doge was trading higher alongside other major coins as the global crypto market cap increased 1.32% to $2.58 trillion. We saw a significant surge in Dogecoin's price thanks to Elon Musk, who recently said that Dogecoin is people's currency while confirming that he only owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, and no other crypto. Now we have seen many times that when Elon comes in support of Doge, its price starts to get high. This is the main reason behind Doge's surge this time as well. However, I believe that Elon's tweet is not the only reason behind this surge. Since the debut of the Bitcoin ETF, everyone is having a positive outlook for Bitcoin, and it has done well in recent times. So I think that Doge's correlation with Bitcoin is also helping Doge to trade higher in the market. It is important to consider the fact that Doge's 30 days correlation with Bitcoin remains fairly high. So I consider it a positive outlook for Doge since Bitcoin is gathering momentum and even reached an all-time high recently. I personally think that this correlation with Bitcoin is helping Doge to gain momentum, and it will continue to do so in the long run. Now, despite the success of the first Bitcoin ETF, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has recently stated that crypto investors are still not adequately safeguarded in the $2 trillion market. As we know, the introduction of the world's first Bitcoin futures ETF was a triumph last week, signaling a surge in investor interest in Bitcoin. However, statements from US SEC Chair Gary Gensler led some observers to assume that, despite the success of the futures ETF, the top regulator was still no closer to authorizing a spot Bitcoin fund. Gensler said that without proper crypto regulations, it is truly a little of the Wild West, as these markets, which operate primarily on a global scale 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, lack comparable protections against fraud, manipulation, front-running, and other abuses. He also said that those who invest in a Bitcoin futures ETF acquire exposure to Bitcoin through futures contracts rather than through direct ownership of the tokens. And while others argue that purchasing physical Bitcoin remains the best method to invest, Gensler asserts that regulators are still not in the loop enough to provide enough protection. Meanwhile, it appears that Wall Street is becoming increasingly aware of and interested in Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining companies. According to Christopher Brendler, an analyst at asset management firm D.A. Davidson, interest in Bitcoin and miners has surged dramatically since the start of the year. He estimates that approximately 15% of Wall Street brokers who cover the payments sector are now taking Bitcoin seriously, up from approximately 5% earlier this year. He continued by stating that while the majority of investors are new to this space, there are quite a few that are already invested and able to delve deep. On the other hand, according to MicroStrategy CEO and Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is second to none in terms of property in the history of humanity. In an interview with mixed martial arts YouTube channel Tristar Jim, Saylor discussed what he perceives to be Bitcoin's major value proposition. He said that Bitcoin is a form of property, and it is a technology that enables the distribution of property rights to 8 billion people for the first time in the human race's history, which includes life, liberty, and property. Additionally, Saylor stated that Bitcoin outperforms gold, fiat cash, and even real estate in terms of value storage. He also mentioned a number of benefits of holding wealth in Bitcoin. According to him, if people invest in Bitcoin, they avoid paying property taxes and it will survive 1,000,000 years, perhaps 1,000. And people can lend it to anyone on the planet, and any bank in the world can lend them money against it, allowing them to use it as collateral wherever. Now Bitcoin has been backed by another prominent personality. So according to U.S. Senator Rand Paul, Bitcoin might become the world's reserve currency if more people lose faith in the government. In a recent interview, the senator discussed the future of Bitcoin and fiat currency in the United States. He said that government currencies are notoriously unreliable, owing to the fact that they are also fiat currencies, as they are unsupported by anything. Additionally, Senator Paul noted that Bitcoin and other cryptos are destined to benefit and gain even more traction as people lose faith in their government's ability to solve problems and effectively serve their interests. While the U.S. Senator did not specify which crypto he was talking to in the interview, he has not officially endorsed any other than Bitcoin, indicating he was most likely referring to Bitcoin. Meanwhile, it appears as China is reconsidering its stance on the crypto crackdown. So recently, China's National Development and Reform Commission has launched a new poll seeking citizen feedback on the country's recent crypto mining ban. The survey will run for 1 month, and following that, the survey's data will be compiled. Although the Chinese government has made no indication on what it intends to do with the data following the poll's conclusion, there are suspicions abound in the space that the government is beginning to reconsider its previously tough position on the crypto industry. And when China first began cracking down on crypto mining, Michael Taylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, openly warned that the government was making a $1 trillion mistake. And according to Bloomberg, China was cracking down on an asset that earned $10 billion in annual revenue and grew at a pace of 100% year over year. Prior to the crackdown, China controlled over 50% of the crypto market and had a thriving crypto sector. However, China's hash rate plummeted to zero as a result of the crackdown, and other countries took advantage of the chance to welcome miners to their borders. Now, I think it is great news for crypto enthusiasts, since Chinese authorities are not conducting this poll without any reason, and considering the stats that China lost $1 billion industry owing to the ban. I think that China may change its stance on crypto, especially if the poll comes out in favor of crypto. However, these are just speculations and things might not happen in this way. So let's wait and see how things happen in the future. Meanwhile, do you think China will lift the crypto ban? Let me know in the comment sections. In another good news for the crypto world, MasterCard has recently announced that it has teamed with digital asset platform Bakkt to offer a diverse range of digital asset solutions to US-based financial institutions, fintech enterprises, and merchants on its payment network. In other words, MasterCard consumers in the United States can now purchase, sell, and store cryptos directly in their wallets. Additionally, the collaboration will enable cardholders to earn rewards in crypto and spend them, rather than redeeming their loyalty points for purchases. They will also be delivering distinctive and relevant consumer experiences in addition to the new offering of digital asset integration. Now coming back to Doge, a recent market analysis reveals that Doge has 2 primary resistance levels and must close above the daily chart in order to continue its upward trend. The weekly Tenkan Sen and 61.8% Fibonacci retracement are both at 26 cents, while the daily cloud top is at 27 cents. And the report indicates that Doge is primed for a 64% increase from here, but it needs to overcome one additional hurdle before pumping. Doge is forming a symmetrical triangle in preparation for the bull's next move. While Dogecoin is gaining traction, it is also backed up by a few technical indicators. If the currency crosses the pattern's upper boundary at 26.9, the chart pattern predicts a nearly 64% higher surge in the price of Doge. And as bulls gear up for a bull run toward the attainable target, Doge's nearest price barrier of 25.5 cents must be breached. Meanwhile, if investors sustain their purchasing pressure and push Doge beyond the 27 cents price level, it will run into another resistance level at 27.7 cents. Additional obstacles could materialize at the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement price level of 31 cents. So do you think that Doge can continue its upward rally and surge 64% higher in the coming days? Let me know in the comment section below.